Well, what is happening, Star Wars fans? Welcome back to the channel. I am D-WIZZLE, and welcome to another edition of my podcast. And today we are getting back into the Star Wars universe, finally. So we are going to be talking about The Bad Batch. It's the most recent Star Wars show that's streaming on Disney Plus. And joining with me today, I have my Star Wars panel. First of all, I have fellow YouTuber Ruby Grooby.
Hey, I'm sorry, I got nothing special this time. Just what's going on? Hope everyone's doing well. Stay safe. Wear a mask, even if you have the vaccine. I don't care. Wear a mask.
Yes, the Delta is creeping around. And
Truth.
Yes, very true. And also joining with us is fellow YouTuber, the Kosa Nation.
Ditto what Ruby said, but yeah. Hey, what's up?
Sorry, I could say something else for you if you want.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I mean, you pretty much got everything. Covered all the bases.
Fine.
All right.
Kazuya's OP.
Okay. So for those of you who are new to my channel, we have talked about Star Wars before. We have a whole bunch of Star Wars reviews on my channel. I'll leave a link in the description below to a playlist called Star Wars Saga, where we talked about the prequels, we talked about the sequel trilogy, we talked about the original trilogy, obviously, we talked about the anthology films, we talked about Clone Wars, we talked about Mandalorian. There's so much Star Wars talk I already have on my channel, so if you guys haven't checked any of those out, check out the link in the description. All the videos are there. But yeah, let us get into The Bad Batch. So, going back to when the final season of Star Wars: The Clone Wars came out, we all relatively liked it. It was a decent end to the overall series of Clone Wars.
Masterpiece.
I don't know about that. But
Okay.
but there was some really great things about the season for sure. I personally felt like it could have went on a little bit longer than 12 episodes. Could have been around 20 like the other seasons. It felt like they were rushing a couple things. But overall, I thought it was a good end to the series. One of the highlights of the season was the Bad Batch. I thought they were really cool characters they introduced. They kicked off the season, and I thought their arc was pretty good. We did not expect for them to get an actual show though. Even though I was open to seeing more from these characters, but it's like I didn't expect them to give them like a show for them. But I was looking forward to it, seeing how it is. The marketing for it was fine. Like it looked like a pretty enjoyable show. I didn't really see anything that like blew me away. I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be awesome. But I'm like, all right, let's see how this goes. So I'll admit, this will probably give you an indication of how I felt about the show overall. I started this back. When did this first air? Was it last month as of this recording?
When did it first air?
Yeah.
A
couple months ago?
Wasn't that like spring?
It had to have been like May or something.
Yeah.
I'm looking up.
Like late spring.
Dang, it was that long ago. Okay.
Actually, yeah, I've got my computer. Time's been flying.
Okay.
The first episode aired on May the 4th.
That's right.
Perfect.
I forgot about that. Yeah, it was a big deal.
Because everything's gonna release on May the 4th now.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. So I'll admit, when it was first airing, like the first 4 or 5 episodes, I kind of stopped after that for a while. Like, starting out watching this, it was difficult for it to keep my interest, and I didn't pick it back up until like July. So I will say up front, this show is perfectly average. It is fine. It's middle of the road. It's a decent Star Wars show. It's not bad. It's not great. It's not. To be honest, this feels like a kind of an extension of Clone Wars that we should have gotten. And it kind of frustrates me that it felt like they gave more attention to this show than what they were supposed to do with Clone Wars. This has 16 episodes, where Clone Wars only had 12. So that kind of frustrated me off the gate. But as far as the stories and the arcs that they put in this show, like, it feels like a continuation of the Clone Wars. It's Clone Wars Aftermath. It almost is like if this was a video game, this feels like a DLC of Clone Wars. That's what it feels like. I do like the Bad Batch in this show, and I do like a couple of the new characters that they introduce, but I don't feel like there's a whole lot of substance with this show. I don't feel like there's anything very super memorable, like a lot that I could take out of it, I don't know. Like I said, it's not bad. It's like there's nothing here that's offensive, but it's just like, it's just another Star Wars show. But yeah, that's how I'm feeling. I'm sure I pissed off some people, but that's how I'm feeling. But I'll start with you, Kosa. What did you think about the Bad Batch?
So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say up front, it's pretty much the same thing. I mean, I watched them all as they came out. I was spending my whole lunch breaks watching episodes as they came out because I would always be at work when episodes dropped. But so I mean, I found it captivating. I liked it. I liked all the different plot points and how it was a show focused on the clones and how most of that show was just the same voice actor talking to themselves. Oh, as a voice actor, I found that really neat. But no, I mean, I kind of feel the same way in the sense that like this should have been a continuation of just the Clone Wars. Like it felt like a season, it felt like a final season, like part 2, like Clone Wars Gaiden in a sense. And I just feel like it could have been added on under the same name. Probably could have been sprinkled in just at the end of the season, just expanded the final season of Clone Wars to like what would that have been, like 26, 28 episodes?
Yeah.
But
yeah,
that's how I feel on it.
That's a long season, but
I would have watched it all.
Yeah,
I mean, I did watch it all, but
then again, that would feel like it'd be a bit of an odd transition.
that was
going from the Battle on Mandalore arc and then transitioning into the Bad Batch.
I mean, it was odd when we didn't get the little opening, like text that has like the daily lesson or whatever.
Yeah,
that really threw me off. But,
yeah, it's just
I'll get.
Yeah, it's like the opening logo. It's like with the first episode, it said Star Wars: The Clone Wars, and then it melts into the Bad Batch, what I thought was cool. But then after that,
it's like cart.
Yeah. And after that, it's just like the Bad Batch. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. After that, boring.
Yeah.
Boring.
Bad Batch episode credits.
And then they keep bringing
no credits. It's just episode.
Well,
and then into the episode.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a Rogue One thing. It's just like, there we are.
Yeah.
And then they keep.
I guess that's both a good and a bad way to describe this. The Rogue One of Clone Wars.
Yeah. Yep. And with the cherry on top, they keep bringing back that weird ass Disney Plus Star Wars intro every episode. It's like,
I like it. I like
it.
Well, no, I like it, but I think that they could have used some more iconic characters. I think
maybe.
I just hate the concept of it. It's so stupid.
It's Star Wars' version of the Marvel opening.
We don't need a Star Wars version of Marvel. We have a Marvel version of Marvel.
I mean, they don't.
Which is also owned by Disney.
They don't. But the main thing I didn't like was that they used like some throwaway droids in like the little opening.
General Grievous.
I don't know. Well, like General Grievous was fine, but like they could use like Captain Rex or like Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Darth Vader.
Well, like who's gonna pinpoint? I mean, I guess you could pinpoint Captain Rex. kind of.
Well, he's got a unique design on his helmet. He's the only Phase 3 clone.
So, like, do you outline his helmet's designs?
Yeah, I mean, like, because the way they had it was like it had like little etchings in it, but you know, you'd be able to tell if by the way they do it. But I digress.
Okay. It's like we don't need an intro to let us know this is the Star Wars show. Like,
right. I mean, we don't need it. We don't.
Like, we know what this is. Right, it says Lucasfilm, and then it's Star Wars.
Right.
There's nothing else that Lucasfilm is doing.
I mean, they didn't do that with the Clone Wars season. They didn't do that. They said Lucasfilm, and then like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like a new thing. I mean, that is a thing. Like, if they would have not shown the Lucasfilm logo, then it would be fine. But.
It's like I barely let Marvel get away with
show the Lucasfilm.
Right. And I barely let Marvel get away with them showing the Marvel intro with the show. It's like we know it's a Marvel show.
Yeah, every episode we have to waste 40 goddamn seconds just watching this.
Yeah, no, I would have. Just kind of off topic, but I would have with Marvel. I would have stuck with like how they did the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films, like the little comic book flip, and then just Marvel.
That's my favorite. Yeah. Especially
like kind of going back to like how they did it with Phase 1, how they had like you said, how they had the comic book papers swiping through, and then underneath it said Studios, like under the Marvel logo. How they did in Phase 1.
And I liked like with the Fox movies, I think they did that more. They had different variations of that. Like Fantastic Four had its own variation, X-Men had their own variation of the flip page. So I thought, and Hulk, I think for the 2003 Hulk did that as well. Yeah, I missed that.
Actually, something else for me to think about is that, like, a little bit off topic, but like Disney now owns Fox, right?
Yes.
Star Wars was originally Fox.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are we going to possibly have Star Wars films being produced by Fox?
If there's enough fan outcry, I imagine.
Like, are they getting are they gonna have like the original, like how they did with the original films, like how they had like the 20th Century Studios logo and then Lucasfilm?
I mean, if you get enough fans, like, look, man, they enough fans made an outcry to the point where they're now mixing the Spider-Man universes. If you get enough of a fan outcry,
that's true.
Maybe
put Vulture in Morbius.
Right.
And they get Doc Ock in the MCU.
Right. Which Alfred Molina is a joy. I will not complain.
Oh, he's a national treasure.
If you guys haven't heard my controversial take on the trailer, go ahead. I have a video on that on my channel. Go check it out.
I saw the thumbnail, and I saw the thumbnail. I haven't watched the video yet, so I was like, I
saw the video already.
I don't want to ruin.
I saw the video because I figured, like, after the Spider-Man trailer came out, I'm thinking to myself, like, someone's gonna say that they didn't like this fucking trailer, and I know who it is, and I'm not gonna say who it is because I don't want to jinx it.
Yeah, I was like, this isn't
the
gonna
next
be everyone's
day.
thing. Yeah, right.
God damn it!
Yours truly. I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna see it. But yeah, we got so off topic. But we haven't gotten to Ruby's thoughts on the Bad Batch. That shows you how much we care about this damn.
I mean, honestly.
Right, compared to everything else going on.
Yeah, honestly, you guys are really hitting the nail in the coffin here. I don't really have anything to expand on it outside of. I really I do enjoy Bad Batch, like the characters in the show, and I do like how they're introducing like new additions so that they show us like a different side of clones, so that it's not just like the clones as like army fighters. You know, there's clones that aren't typically fighters, which is kind of where I'm gonna bring up Omega, who was probably my favorite part in the entire show.
Yeah.
But really, outside of that, you have 16 episodes, but we're probably only gonna talk about like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Right? Because there was the first episode, which was easily the best episode, and then there was there was like episode 7, episode 8. It was that episode where like where the whole Bad Batch team were getting their inhibitor chipset.
Yeah, I mean, there's those, and I mean, I would say episode 2 just because it set up this stuff with a certain member of the Bad Batch that I know that we'll touch on, but.
Yeah. All right.
I know we're talking about Crosshair.
Yes.
Crosshair.
Yes. If everyone's seen the Lego set by now, we all know it's Crosshair.
Everything is history, and history is fun.
Yes, and I guess we got to put up spoilers if you haven't watched the Bad Batch. It's been out for a minute. It's been talked about a lot. So if you haven't seen the Bad Batch,
what are you doing?
If you haven't been in a toy store and seen the Bad Batch Lego set, then you know.
Yeah, like come on, y'all.
It's gonna be the new DLC in the Lego Star Wars game.
Calling it, yes.
Probably. I don't know.
Watch it happen.
You know what? No,
it's probably going to be honest.
No, I'm gonna say base game.
You're gonna say base game?
Because of how much this game's been delayed. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say.
No, base game is gonna be numerical films, and then the DLC is gonna be the expanded universes. That's going to be Clone Wars, Mandalorian, Rogue One, Unnecessary Solo.
Okay. I could
Bad
see
Batch.
I could see those side movies and Bad Batch being DLC, but Clone Wars I see being actually part of it.
Yeah, maybe because they definitely. I'm sure they want to put Ahsoka and Rex in there, and Darth Maul.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they already have Darth Maul.
Maybe characters. But I don't think they're going to get like Clone Wars dedicated levels.
Oh no, I don't know.
I mean, Coruscant's already a thing.
You see Coruscant in the prequel trilogy.
Yes.
They already had a game dedicated to the Clone Wars, so I don't know.
Right.
I mean, they already had it. They already had
years ago.
They already had a game dedicated to episodes 1 through 6 and 7, but still.
You know what? You're right. It could be the ultimate Star Wars. Game. It'll have all the
right. If they claim this is the entirety of the Skywalker saga, Anakin Skywalker was the main character of Clone Wars. So
yeah. Put the anthology stuff in there. Hell, put Star Wars Visions in there. Who cares? Even though that hasn't come out yet.
Man.
But yeah. Anyway, let's get to what people actually are waiting for us to talk about. So normally. We would dissect episode by episode, but I don't want to do that because most of this show has filler and not much to say. So I'm going to, like we said before, we're going to talk about the episodes that I think are, important or worth talking about. Kosa and Ruby, if there's any episodes or moments that you want to bring up that I haven't already, please feel free. But yeah, I guess, we'll start with the first episode, because the hour and 16-minute long pilot.
It was the only episode that mattered.
Yeah, that was great.
Arguably.
Starting off with the Bad Batch doing a mission. This is before Order 66, right before Order 66 happens. They're like in the forest somewhere. And the Bad Batch is working with a young Kanan Jarrus, along with Kanan Jarrus' master, which I thought was great. We got a glimpse of them in the final season of Clone Wars. Didn't get any lines, which I was disappointed in. But I'm glad we got to see a little bit of them starting off the Bad Batch. And then, so after, who is Kanan Jarrus' master? You
I forget her name, but she has a live action actor. She was in
Deb something.
It was like Deb something, but
I'm on the right track.
She's got a live action actor. She's in the background of episode 1.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. In the Jedi Council room.
Yep. Yeah. So after they finished their mission or whatever, that's when I think the Bad Batch was called to another location, and Kanan was about to go with them, and his master was going to stay with the other clones. And so right when they're about to leave, Order 66 happens, and then that's when all the clones kill Kanan Jarrus' master, and then that's when they attack Kanan. But the Bad Batch is not affected by Order 66, and so they're like, what the heck is going on? And then Kanan is scared out of his mind, and he runs away, and Hunter tries to go after him and stuff like that, And what I liked is that that's how they set up why Kanan hates the clones. So, so on Rebels, he couldn't stand clones. He didn't trust them at all. So I'm happy that they established why Kanan hates clones so much. So that was really cool. So you had the one scene where there's a cliffside, the waterfall, and Hunter's trying to talk Kanan down, but then he jumps to the other side of the ravine, and Hunter lets him go, and then the other clones are questioning Hunter. We're like, "Oh, did you kill the Jedi?" And it's like, he dropped to his death, so he lied to the clones. And that's when all the Bad Batch goes to Kamino, and it's being taken over by Tarkin. So Tarkin makes an appearance in this show. So he takes over Kamino, and he's overseeing the clone process and stuff like that. And they are questioning the Bad Batch because they're like the weird clones, like they're not like the others, so they're starting to question if they're like as efficient as the other clones. And then the Bad Batch is like questioning stuff with the Empire, and that's when we're introduced to another clone, Omega, who is this young girl, the only female clone. At first I thought I was going to hate her because when it comes to them shoehorning in new female characters in Clone Wars, it hasn't gone very well. I'm sure you guys know which ones I'm talking about, and they make an appearance in this show, and I was so angry. But anyway, I was
same.
But yeah, I was worried that Omega was going to be an annoying character. But as the show goes on, like Ruby said, she ends up being one of the best parts of the show, and a really great addition to the Bad Batch. So as I said, the Bad Batch aren't affected by Order 66 because they established that there are inhibitor chips in all the clones that activate them, turning on everyone and taking commands from the Empire and stuff like that. So they're not affected by it, with the exception of Crosshair. Crosshair is the one that gets affected, and then he turns on the rest of the Bad Batch and joins with the Empire. And so the Bad Batch, they're actually, after they do like this training sequence to see how efficient they are, Tarkin orders for them to have their inhibitor chips looked at and like make sure that they work, and so they'll fall in line with the other clones. But Omega finds out what they're about to do, and they warn the Bad Batch, and then they all end up escaping from Kamino. And that's pretty much the bulk of that episode. So yeah, your guys' thoughts on that?
So first episode, I thought was, I would say it was the best out of all of them. It's a nice setup. You got to see the Kaminoan perspective on Order 66. Kind of got introduced to Omega, which when I saw her, I was like, oh, okay, so this is the Omega show. Neat. All right.
Yeah.
But no, I thought it was a great setup to everything. Definitely showed what the stakes were going to be with Crosshairs, because I was like, okay, what's going to be the main thing? Are they just going to be hopping from planet to planet, surviving? And it's like, oh no, Crosshairs, the traitor. Is like, okay, so that's what's going to happen. But that and multiple times during that episode, I thought that Wrecker was going to die, and I was genuinely scared for him. But that's that's my thoughts on the episode. I just thought it was great, and there were a lot of things that made me feel emotions, and I was just happy to see things in the Clone Wars art style again.
Mm-hmm. I mean, again, like, I don't really have anything to add on personally. I think what I like about this episode is that Disney doesn't care if their first episode is over an hour long, because they now have the confidence into starting a show and just putting out an hour-long episode for no reason. But they in Bad Batch, they used up that hour. They don't just try to make it feel like it's worth the hour to watch it. No, they actually give us things to think about. Like Crosshair is going to be the antagonist of the show. Omega is introduced, the Order 66 stuff, and the Camino side of Order 66, and how everything's going to affect the Bad Batch, and what everything's going to come afterwards, like how it's affecting other people around the galaxy. Like they have ideas to fill in that first hour of the show, which is kind of why it's the best of the series, because it actually goes into the setup and it actually is like devoted into these setups, as opposed to the rest of the show just giving us the typical Clone Wars formula of, here's your mission, here's what you have to do, you're gonna do it or you're gonna fail, it doesn't matter, next episode please.
Right.
But like I said, there are other episodes in this series where they kind of play it differently, which we'll probably get to at some point in the future. But episode 1 really just sort of sticks out to me the most, and is probably still going to be the best episode of the series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I pretty much agree with you guys. Yeah, I think this is probably the best episode, which that's not a good sign, because you have 16 episodes and this is the best one. But but though I agree with y'all. One of the things with the final season of Clone Wars that I felt like they didn't do was properly establish how the Empire and Order 66 affected the rest of the galaxy. We didn't see that. We didn't see how it affected other people in the galaxy, other nations, other, like senators, whatever. How did Order 66 and the Empire, affect the galaxy? This gave you, I think, not only with this episode, but other episodes after this, they actually show how other planets are being impacted by this, how the Empire is reigning over, how they're trying to take over, how they're trying to change the people's society and stuff like that. So that's what I really appreciated. And then with Crosshairs, I like that they added a different dynamic with the Bad Batch. I mean, like, what happens if one of them is affected by Order 66? What if one of them falls in line with the Empire? So I found Crosshairs character development really interesting. And also, along with Omega, how she fits in all of this, and how she becomes very important by the time we get to the end of the season. So I will say that, like, Omega and Crosshairs have the most character development out of everyone in the show, and that goes into one of my negatives. That they are the only ones that go through a character arc in the show. I don't feel like anyone else really changed. Like, Hunter is the same, Wrecker is the same, Tech is the same, and Echo is the same. Like, there wasn't really, I don't know, after finishing the season, I feel like, they're pretty much at the same place that they were before. Hunter, you may have maybe kind of an exception, because they create like he creates like a dynamic with Omega, being his guardian or whatever. But it's like, I don't know, it's just there wasn't a lot for me personally. And the one character I was most disappointed in that didn't get as much development is Echo, because especially coming after Clone Wars, where he's turned into a machine now. He's like half droid, and it's like we don't really see how that psychologically affects him, you know? It's like he's just fine with it, you know? And they didn't really elaborate on it in Clone Wars, and I was hoping they would in Bad Batch, you know? But it's like he's just fine with it. He goes along with whatever he has to do. You know, he's not going through any PTSD. And like, I don't know, I was disappointed with that. Tech, there's nothing. I mean, he's not a bad character. He has good chemistry with everyone. He's important. But as far as him as a person, he's just the tech guy and that's it. They don't give him anything to like humanize him or give him any feelings or whatever, like any emotion. He's just very straightforward. I'm the smart person and that's it. Wrecker, I love Wrecker, and the chemistry that he had with Omega specifically are great, but he doesn't really change either. He's the same throughout the entire show.
Yeah.
And like Omega gets a little bit out of him, but not a lot. So that's one of the reasons why I'm like, I didn't really leave with anything that impactful, because they don't go through, you know, really important arcs. You know, it just feels like a lot of filler. I don't know. How do you guys feel? Am I off base? Do you guys feel similar? I don't know.
No, I pretty much agree with everything you're saying. Like, I guess I never really thought about it, but like with Omega and Crosshair, yeah, they are the two most developed characters, but one of the negatives that I actually had was that we only get Crosshair in a small amount of episodes. But he gets more development than everyone in the Bad Batch probably combined.
Yeah.
All because, the only reason for that is all for that one twist towards the end of the season. And I guess I could argue a little bit about Hunter. I feel like he's sort of turned into this more of like father figure for Omega. And I feel like that development's gonna like develop over time in like season 2. I guess the only other character that could have possibly had character development is Wrecker. But that ultimately boils down to, is he communicating with Omega? Because Omega is really the one that's bringing out Wrecker's soft side, I guess. Because there was that one episode where he was sort of starting to get affected by the inhibitor chip, and he started to hesitate a bit because he was communicating with Omega. So I'm wondering if his arc in season 2 is going to stay focused around Omega, or if he's going to get this 1 episode or 2 episode arc or whatever that's going to be solely Wrecker trying to do what's best for not just for him, but what's best for the team and for the galaxy. Like, where does he fit? And then like Tech and Echo, I was a little bit disappointed in Echo, but I didn't really care personally because we already got Echo in the Clone Wars prior to that, which I do agree with. Like, he should have gotten like some PTSD or some sort throughout the series, like a 20-second clip of him just having flashbacks of him being in that tube for so long. Like, that would have been fine. And then there's just Tech. Like, hi guys, I wear glasses.
Right.
I wear glasses.
I'm the smart one.
Yeah, I wear glasses and I'm a clone trooper.
You're Donatello from Ninja Turtles if he was boring.
Right. I'm a Ninja Turtle without the personality. Cowabunga.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
you go.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was just gonna say, I agree. I feel like when it comes to those characters, yeah, I would say that the ones that really get character development are, you know, pretty much everyone except for Echo and Tech, because you know, Omega and Crosshair we kind of already established, you know, what their character development is. You know, Hunter, we already know, you know, he kind of becomes the father figure. Like, if you ever played Last of Us, he basically becomes the Joel to her Ellie.
That's actually what I was I was getting that exact same vibe anytime I see them on screen.
Yep.
I'm like, is this The Last of Us?
Yeah, I'm like, so the creator, so okay, Dave Filoni likes Last of Us, neat.
He's got a PlayStation sitting in his home.
Yeah, especially with that like one Moon episode. But Wrecker, I would say he definitely had some character, well, not so much character development, more character placement. It's more like he didn't really change. You just kind of understand that, okay, he's like the cool uncle of the group. He's the uncle that'll let the little kid defuse a bomb.
He just had good moments.
Yeah. Like I wouldn't say so much he had character development, more that it was just more character placement, just figuring out, okay, this is what his place is in the group.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I mean, Echo. Yeah, we kind of got anything that we really could have gotten, I guess, out of Clone Wars. He should have had some sort of PTSD moment, and they like touched on him being disappointed about being a machine in the first episode, because I forget what the line is, but he says something about like them treating them like machines, and then Tech says something to the effect of, "Well, you are a machine," and he just kind of like looks at himself like, "Oh, I am," and then they just never bring that up again.
Well, to be fair, if you're wanting to do that to Echo, then they should have done that towards his arc in Clone Wars Season 7.
Right. Though I feel like with this, it's more of like, okay, he's settled down, now he actually has time to process everything that's happened. And then, I mean, not even just having the PTSD moments, just having him sit there like, oh my God, I am a machine, for most of that show, just because of Tech's comment there where he's like, well, you are a machine at this point. And it's like, oh.
Yeah.
Right.
Then all of a sudden, the show is going to be about machines.
Yeah, and then Tech was just like, like you said, he's just Donatello but boring. But no, I mean, with Tech, I feel like they could have definitely had something there with him during that factory episode, which I'm not sure if we'll talk about that, but when they had the battle droids or whatever that were fighting for them.
Oh, we'll talk about that one. But yeah, they could have done something with that. But
yeah,
I know. Oh, I am holding my breath because I wanted to. But
all that spice, but
we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But
oh dear.
But yeah, man. But yeah, so there's a couple of episodes, I guess. Like, there's some stuff that happened that is important. Like, the second episode where the Bad Batch meets with another clone that made a life for himself and has a family. I think his name is Cut.
Yeah, Cut. One of my favorite clones.
Mm-hmm. And there's a whole subplot of Hunter thinks that Omega should go with Cut because she's so young and she wants her to have a normal life and not be in danger constantly when she's with Bad Batch. But Omega grew an attachment to them and she wants to go with them. And so I thought, okay, that's kind of nice. That's compelling. And once again adds more dimension to Omega, and then they eventually go to this other planet where they meet Sid, who's the owner of this bar, and they end up doing a bunch of missions for her for some credits, and then that leads to a bunch of missions. Like there was one episode where they have to do a job for Bib Fortuna and get a baby Rancor. That's what. Yeah,
Rancor.
Rancor. I thought that was a fun little episode. It was fun seeing Wrecker trying to wrestle with the Rancor. That was fun, I guess.
Sorry, but I was just kind of curious. I don't know if anyone ever heard. Did they ever confirm or deny whether or not that was the same Rancor from episode 6?
I don't know. It might be. It might be.
Right? Just with
It
enough
could be.
time passing there, right?
Yeah.
It was around the time of Order 66. It could have given him about, like, what, 25 years?
About 25 years.
Before Return of the Jedi? I could see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good theory.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care about it, but it's a good theory.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I didn't
I
need
don't
this,
care.
but it's fine.
It's cool.
There any I'm just gonna say any filler episodes, any moments you're like, oh, that was cool, or that was alright.
Cad Bane.
Okay, like up until episode
Yeah,
6,
oh my
Cad
god,
Bane.
yeah. Everything with Cad Bane.
Cad Bane. Okay, hold on.
Did Cad Bane have a different voice actor?
No.
That was the same guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think.
Why does he sound different?
I think it's because
modulated.
Is
It wasn't.
So I think
that might be it.
lore-wise, because apparently this takes place after that deleted scene duel between Boba Fett and Cad Bane. I think that might have something to do with it.
Oh,
I've
speaking of
actually
that,
not seen that before.
You've never seen? Oh my god, I recommend that. That was a
Can I find it on YouTube?
yeah. It was
you can.
supposed to be in season 7, and it just never made it in.
All right,
don't know
I'll watch
why.
it. I'll watch it after the podcast.
yeah, there's so much stuff they could have put in season 7, like that.
There's so many cool deleted scenes.
Ugh.
Like they had the one of Anakin mourning Ahsoka not being there, and
Yeah,
That one I did see. The one with Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan.
Mhm.
I can't even talk anymore.
they had a Wookiee. They had the Wookiees in Clone Wars. They had the arc with that with Wookiees in the Bad Batch, which I thought that was
right. But what about the attack on the Wookiees?
Took me a second.
We don't see
I was
that.
a little late on that one.
Don't see that.
Yeah.
You don't see Asajj Ventress. She just disappeared. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, filler stuff.
Where is my live action Asajj Ventress, dude?
Right.
It needs
I
to come.
Kate Blanchett. Anyway,
Right.
Please,
I mean,
Blanchett, please.
filler stuff. Filler stuff. I mean, I liked. I mean, I don't know if it counts as filler, but everything with Tarkin.
No, okay, that's important. Even though he disappeared
Yeah.
after
the first
halfway
episode.
through. Yeah, after the first episode.
Yeah. It was like
And
you
then
just
he,
kinda-
then
you
he
just
left
kinda
it to
knew-
this. He left it to this wannabe Imperial officer, which no one remembers.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
pre-sequel Hux.
Right. Oh, speaking of the Cad Bane thing, we were talking about the Boba Fett thing. There was a scene that angered me, even though it was cool, but it angered me because that when this scene happened, in the back of my mind, I was like, oh, they knew they did wrong. Because they had a Mexican standoff between Cad Bane and Hunter that was very similar to the
Yes,
Mexican standoff with Boba and Cad Bane.
That was actually a part of the.
It was
Wow.
shot for shot, just a replica of that. Like it was like their way of saying, "Oh, hey, we never gave you this." So, but by the way, no, Cad Bane just. I thought Hunter died there for a second.
Yeah, like
too. I
shot
was
him
like,
right in the heart, right in the heart.
Mm,
But no, he's fine.
Yeah, when he woke up, I was like, no, he shouldn't have survived that. No, that.
there is no way you do.
No way,
No,
You
if every-
don't.
Yeah, if every other clone trooper can get shot there and die, then no.
Unless you're like
Sacrifice.
Wrecker or some shit.
All right.
Where's-
Even Wreck. I mean,
Sorry, go
I
ahead.
mean, actually, yeah, never mind. I take it back.
I will say something that I thought was gonna happen is I thought that they were gonna have this be the only season, and it was gonna be like, oh, every couple episodes, just one of the Bad Batch dies. Just
it's gonna be like a Suicide Squad.
Ooh.
Like,
that's what I thought it was. Like I thought it was going to be like, oh, each one of them slowly succumbs to Order 66, and Omega has to be the one to put him down or something like that.
Wrecker would be the first to go.
Yeah. It would have been like
think
Wrecker, and
Wrecker
it probably
would've
would have
been
ended with Hunter. It would have been like,
It would have been like Wrecker, Tech, Echo, Hunter.
yeah, and it would have like the end scene would like I thought the end scene was gonna be something like, oh, first season of Walking Dead, the video game or something. But
that actually would have been really interesting.
I know that's where I thought they were going when they were having Wrecker going all ballistic. But I like where they went. But
Yeah.
And then
They
later
made
on,
me
Omega
sad.
went ballistic.
That would have been.
You knew they messed
That
up when
would've been
you knew they messed up when they gave a teenager a bow and arrow, but you know.
Oh yeah. It's so nice and pink.
What is it with everybody getting bow and arrows now? Not just like in Star Wars, but like in everything.
Because they're cool now.
Bow and arrows are cool.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to make their own last. Oh my!
Everyone wants
It's
to.
the-
God,
it's-
it really.
It's the diet. They're all trying to be diet versions of Hawkeye.
No, it really is Last of Us. Ellie had a bow and arrow too. Neat. All right.
Son of a bitch.
You won our Candice from Hunger Games. Come on. Ah.
Thank you for your consideration.
Another appearance that I didn't expect to be in this show is Finnick from The Mandalorian.
Man, yeah, no, yeah. I remember I saw her and I was like, okay, she looks familiar. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was sitting there. I was like, oh, she looks familiar. I don't know, Fennec, and I was like, whoa, wait. I was like, you're telling me 25 years passed and she hasn't aged a day.
Yeah, she looks really good.
Right.
Even though
You're telling me
Anybody who's not important in Star Wars does not age at all.
right. You're telling me she's the Morgan Freeman of the Star Wars universe. I mean,
right.
I mean, fair considering that her actress has not aged. So
Right, she's 57 years old. So
yeah,
goodness.
57. Shut
She's
up.
57.
yeah. No,
years
she was the original Mulan voice actor,
I know that. But
voice
like,
actress.
Son of a. All right.
old. I know, right?
I know. I want what they're having.
Yeah, me too, man. Nuts. So at first, yeah, I was the same as you, Cole. So I was like, wait a minute, would she still be around after during Order 66?
Right.
But then looking up her age, I'm like, okay, maybe all right, then maybe that might be it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean they established it as like, oh, she's a rookie bounty hunter getting out there or whatever, and I was like, oh, okay, whatever. You know, she's out there throwing hands with Cad Bane as a rookie bounty hunter, but all right, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a little stretch. I was like, it seems cool though.
Right.
Yeah, and apparently she's after Omega, and Cad Bane's after Omega, and like everyone's after Omega. So that was interesting. And then it's like they're working for we know they're working for the people that make the clones on Kamino.
Yeah, because they want a new template.
Yeah. And apparently, because Omega, it turns out she is the like generation 1 of the clones, so most of the clones get their DNA signature from her. Before it was Boba Fett, but of course he disappeared, so they have to go to Omega. So I thought, okay, that's interesting. Though it's fascinating that it's coming from a girl and all the clones are males. So
I mean, it just means they're probably gonna have a like female clone squad. I don't know.
Yeah, like why can't we get some female clones? I want to see that.
Oh, you know what? Another filler. Well, I guess it's not a filler episode, but a filler thing that happened that I really liked. The stuff with what's his name? The rebel camp when Crosshairs gives that order like, oh no, follow the Empire, kill
Oh yeah,
kill these rebels or whatever.
Right, the Saw Gerrera's group.
Yeah, Saw Gerrera's camp. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, so nothing. Saw Gerrera's in this, and once again does nothing. What the hell?
Of course.
Why do you keep doing this to Saw Gerrera, man?
His character just sucks.
He lives to give plans.
Oh my
later
God.
on in life, and that's it. That is his purpose. That is his role.
What?
That's his character arc.
How is it that Saw Gerrera does the most in a video game? He has the most purpose in a video game with Fallen
That's not
Order.
even saying much.
Yeah,
Wait,
right,
which video game?
Fallen Order.
Fallen Order.
Oh, okay.
He actually
That's not even saying much, though.
yeah, it's not much, but like that's how ridiculous this is. That Saw Gerrera is like he's such an interesting character, but they don't give him anything to do, and it's like I was really hoping he would be, somewhat of an important role in the show, but no. Like, oh, Brett.
You hoped wrong.
Yeah, I guess so. All right, I held back long enough. I'm talking about episode 6. It's like Tweedledee and Tweedledum are back.
Yeah, the Spice Girls.
Yep, Trace and Rafa. What?
Ruby got it.
God damn it! Damn it! Like, why? Just why?
When you're in Clone Wars, you're in Bad Batch. When you're in Rebels, you're in Bad Batch.
Look. They only existed as a way to introduce Rex. That is all I will ever accept. And you know what? That's fine, because they were just in and out.
Okay, so next question. How the fuck do they know Rex?
That's a good question, because that makes...
How the fuck do they know him?
From what I understand, at least what it seems like, Rex started his own little mini rebellion. And
yeah, didn't they showcase that more in Rebels though?
Yeah.
Well, no, because in Rebels he was just abandoning everything, because they were camped out in that AT whatever walker when they were introduced in Rebels.
Oh, so they were raying. Got it.
Yeah, because they kind of showed it off in Bad Batch. Okay, he's kind of doing this shady stuff, trying to intercept different trade stuff from the Empire, and I guess Trace and Rafa are working for them. Which, God, you need to find better help. But
you sure do.
But
we're gonna get live action versions of these characters.
Yeah, I'm expecting that, and I'm gonna hate it.
Please no. I don't want to associate whatever poor actress has to play that role with them.
One of them is going to be played by Zendaya.
No. I mean, yes, but no.
Even though I love Zendaya, but no, I don't want her to be.
No, I mean Zendaya would be perfect for one of those, for Rafa, but no.
But you don't do it regardless.
No, you don't do it regardless.
But no, yeah. I mean, I do unfortunately see that happening, but I mean at the same time though, their whole purpose, I feel was just to introduce Rex, and it was also nice to see that their character development in the Clone Wars meant nothing.
Yeah, absolutely nothing.
yeah, no, at the end of the episode it's we trust the Jedi and the Republic, and we want to fight the good fight and be honest people.
No, just doing the same.
We're gonna I think it's Trace is the older one, right? Or is it Rafa? That's the
Rafa. It's Rafa.
Okay, yeah, Rafa's just gonna hurl this kid onto a conveyor belt towards a molten pit of metal. I feel no guilt. I have no conscience. The dynamic and character development regressed to that first episode where it's okay, Trace is the one with morals, it was okay.
Yeah, at least Trace kind of has some morals, and she tries to help somewhat.
Yeah, like she did before, and then Rafa's and then they don't even mention Ahsoka. They're just
Yeah.
They already did that in Mandalorian though, so I mean
I guess
yeah.
Whatever.
Kind of don't need to.
Yeah, calling it right now that unfortunately Trace and Rafa are probably going to be in season 3 of Mando.
Oh God!
Or in the new Ahsoka.
Or the Book of Boba Fett.
Or the Obi-Wan show.
Oh, please, no. I don't need them interacting with Obi-Wan.
He'll show up at any time. It's
Ewan McGregor does not deserve that
No, they don't. Do not ruin.
They're going to be working with Darth Vader, Hayden Christensen himself.
God, that would infuriate me even more if they turn around and were oh yeah, they're working for the Empire now. What do you mean?
What?
Come on.
Right. I mean, Rafa's sitting there oh, he was just paying a lot. Oh, so you really did regress in character.
As you can tell, we really love these characters.
Oh, we love them. Oh, yeah.
A lot.
Oh, absolutely
one of the
adore
best
them.
female characters in Star Wars, man.
Absolutely adore them. I adore them enough to watch Dragon Ball Evolution 5 times before having
Hey,
to deal
they're
with them.
better than Rey.
I will watch Gina
No.
Carano all day
No, they are
before I
not.
watch
No,
Rex
they're
and Roth
not.
again.
I don't like how they did Rey's character, but I love she's masterful compared to Rey's and to Trace.
Yeah.
I can't even say their names. I don't.
No. They're not worthy. They're not worthy.
Like, I was about to call them Race. I was about to call them Race and Trafa. I don't.
Race and Trafa.
That's how forgettable they are to me.
They're gonna be in a new pod race series on Disney Plus.
Featuring They're the mentors.
You jest, but I would watch a pod racing series.
I would too.
Yeah.
Can we bring back pod racing in general?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pod
I mean,
racing might be
well, Visions.
Visions, yeah. It might be in Visions.
Who's gonna talk about pod
They
racing?
showed off pod racing in the trailer.
Yeah, they're in the same arena, you know?
Okay, so clearly I'm not paying the fuck attention. I'm gonna watch this while we're doing the podcast. I don't give a crap. You guys keep talking. I want to see a goddamn pod racing. It's the the official trailer, isn't it? Or is it the special look?
It's the official trailer.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
hang on. Let me mute this. Okay, keep going.
Oh, I was saying, like,
I'm listening.
if they even dare making them live action, my fan cast is Chloe and Halle Bailey. I think they'll be good. They look like them, and they're good actresses. So
Halle Berry and Zendaya.
that would be okay.
That's my pick.
For no reason.
It's like,
Halle Berry as Rafa and Zendaya as Trace.
I would have
Zendaya.
Halle be Trace and Chloe be Rafa. And since Halle's
that's
gonna be Ariel in The Little Mermaid, so she's already in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so. But yeah, just don't do it. Just don't do it, Disney. Don't do it, Lucas.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, let's not.
Don't. Just High Republic with Keanu Reeves. That's all I need. Don't do anything else. Don't.
That'd be great. To talk about episode 6 and some of the stuff that annoyed me, there's a part where Rafa knocks Omega's bow and arrow out of his hand and it drops, and then when the droids or whatever, or no, not the droids, like whoever's working at the plant, whatever, is about to attack them, and then she's like, "Get a weapon! You knocked my weapon, you idiot!"
Yep, I just remembered something that infuriated me about them. The whole episode, Trace and Rafa are just like, "Oh, we don't trust clones," and like, seeing that like these clones are different. Meanwhile, they work for a clone.
They don't like clones, but they're working for a clone.
What? You don't like Jedi, but you work with a Jedi. You don't like clones, but you work with a clone. What else don't you like? You don't like the Empire. Are you working with the Empire?
Like, what the hell, man? And it's like they're going out their way to helping you. They're saving your life, and they still don't
like
give a
literally
shit.
saving. Literally, like they did not shoot you on sight. That should, but like they're sneaking around this Imperial facility. That should tell you something.
So you almost got me killed. Shut the fuck up.
Right. They're sitting there like you're with the Empire. Okay, why are they sneaking around from the same workers you're sneaking away from?
Like what? What is the
They're
purpose?
with the Empire. Okay. God, one thing I did like about that episode, probably besides the whole thing with Rex, the only other thing that I liked about that episode was, hey, is there an Echo in here? I'm right here.
Yes, my name is Echo.
Yeah. Only thing I liked.
That was funny.
Yeah, no, that got a laugh out of me.
Yeah. But yeah.
And that is Disney trying to include Marvel jokes in Star Wars.
It worked in that instance.
Sometimes it works, and in this case it did. So you know what? I'm not going to complain.
It's fine. But yeah, that's all I gotta say about that.
That's all I got to say about that. Did we get Forrest Gump in here, anybody?
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump, anyone? No? All right.
Oh boy.
I just saw the movie recently. It's good.
You
Yeah,
just saw
alright.
it recently?
No, not for the first time. Not for the first
I'm
time.
about to say, what?
I'd seen it previously, way before.
Okay. Yeah, good movie. Good movie.
Mm-hmm.
What I think about another thing off topic, we should totally just have a video talking about who do we think are the worst Star Wars characters? Because I'm sure that's going to be a
I'm only talking about Cassian.
I'm gonna get
End
out
of
the
conversation.
I have a list
Just-
of
Well, you know what? Let's talk about best Star Wars characters. Number 1, Lobot. End of list. But
oh gosh, that's also an interesting topic. We talk about who we think the best characters are in Star Wars. That'll be a topic of discussion. But anyway, what you guys think about Sid?
She's fine. I don't care.
I liked her for like the first episode, and then after that, when she was like, "I could just turn you over to the Empire at any time," I was like, "Okay, I genuinely don't like you as a character."
I do kind of like that she does get a little bit more of an interaction when they had to deal with that Spice episode.
Yeah, like it was like she has her moments, but like for the most part, it was like, okay, I can't tell if you genuinely care about these characters or if
She's like the badass grandma of
Right.
the Bad Batch.
right.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I did like her
Outside
dynamic.
of that, she's just fine.
I did like her dynamic with Echo, though. I did like that.
Yeah.
Or not Echo, Omega.
I mean, Omega.
Yeah.
Especially when Omega.
I don't know why I said yes to Echo.
Echo.
I agree.
Also like the episode when the Bad Batch leaves Omega with Sid and they go off to help a senator with the Empire overthrowing their planet. Omega helps Sid win a bunch of bets with that alien chess thing, I guess.
Yeah, the hollow chess.
Yeah,
You know, that is one thing I liked about the show, just kind of side tangent, that they showed that not all separatists are bad. Like, they were just acting in the best interest of their people.
Yeah.
Sid is a separatist, right?
I
I don't know.
Or who is the separatist in this situation?
don't know. The one senator that they had to go.
Oh, right.
The monocle
Okay,
in
sorry.
the
Sorry,
in
I'm
the
tripping.
mustache, Yeah.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, I like that they showed like, oh yeah, not all separatists are bad. So there's there's people that just doing what they, they're doing what they can for their people. So it's like I appreciated seeing that, an extension of what they do with the Clone Wars. So I like that as well. The whole Spice thing with those gangsters. I was like, we didn't need that again. Spice must flow.
Electric skip.
We get it. The galaxy has drugs. All right, moving
Yeah,
on.
man. It's like
We've already established this with Han.
Like, I was curious for like a little bit. I was like, okay, what kind of illicit substances or illegal substances are there in Star Wars? Okay, cool, Spice. That's it. All right, neat.
Next episode.
yes, they clearly know that Dune is coming out, so they're like, hey, we gonna take this shit, gonna take the Spice thing from them. Yeah, nice try. But yeah. Seeing Captain Rex again is great. Happy to see him.
Always a treat.
I wish there was more of him, but of course, he has to go off and do his own stuff, and we get more of his development in Rebels. But yeah, I did like that.
He has to go be an old man.
Yeah. Yeah. Which, yeah, I'm curious, but we'll probably get some explanations in season 2 or whenever, but it's like, I wonder what happens to them by the time Rebels comes around.
Oh, to the Bad Batch?
Yeah, the Bad Batch.
I imagine they die.
You know what? I would hope at some point that like some new group of characters just like ends up dying in their own series, because At this point, I'm kind of sick and tired of seeing like these newer characters being brought back and being recognized as if they are legendary characters when they're not.
Like I don't want them to retcon and say, "Oh, episode 6, Bad Batch was there too." No.
Oh, please don't do that.
Like, no, they're dead. They died. I will accept that. Omega lived.
Yeah.
All right, cool, fine. But
Or if you want to be like,
At the end of that season, the cavalry's here.
yeah, it's not that I want the characters to die. It's just I see that being the only plausible option, really.
Oh, I
Like,
do.
it's like-
I would love
like-
to see like someone important.
I mean, it's like Fallen Order. I'm sitting here like, okay, so like they probably all die.
yeah, at some point, because they're not around.
because we know good and well they ain't gonna be the one to stop Vader.
Right.
Fallen Order is for PC, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Is
think
it on any other platforms?
Consoles, not Switch though.
Fuck. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll just get it for PC.
I plan.
I mean, you know, Star Wars Dark Souls is probably best not being played on Switch anyways.
Oh, really?
I mean, don't they have a Dark Souls on Switch?
Well, yes, and it is just as frustrating. But
Oh, okay, fine, fair enough. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe the OLED model will do something different.
maybe.
Yeah, I plan to get a PS5 so I can finally play Fallen Order. And then
Or just something.
something. I mean, I'll see how the updated Battlefront 2 is. So, I don't know. And also Lego Star Wars, obviously.
Oh, of course.
Oh, free. What the fuck?
Mhm.
Right?
But yeah, so I guess there was another subplot where they find another clone that didn't get affected by the inhibitor chip. Okay. Then they rescue him and it goes nowhere. It was weird because this was the episode before the 2-part finale, and he just disappears
Mhm.
in the next episode.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that episode was stupid.
Right. I had to rewind it a couple times to be like, wait, did I miss something? Where did he go? Like, nope, he's just gone. Like,
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
he was like, bye.
what? Like, what? Okay.
Yeah, thanks for that. Later. See you in season 2.
Great. So
Probably not, but
Probably not. I don't know. But
live action Ahsoka. Anyway, sorry.
Maybe.
Sorry.
You get a live action. What if we got a live action Bad Batch and a live action Omega? That would be interesting.
Please no.
Because then they would have to the motion capture.
We've only seen them in one arc. That doesn't mean they get their own show and they get live action versions.
And then they'll have to
Like, we
motion
don't need
capture
these.
Tamara Morrison's face on all of them, which will be kind of weird. But
That's what I call the Disneyism of Star Wars. They keep introducing new characters that only get one arc, and then all of a sudden, oh my god, they're so freaking cool. TV show.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they gotta
Cassian gets his own show.
They gotta make a universe. They gotta make a franchise. Nobody asked for that Cassian bullshit.
I'm sorry. Cassian needs a notion.
Yeah, they gotta
Simple
make a
answer,
universe.
simple response. I'll make it simple as possible. No. There is a thing as too much Star Wars. Believe it or not.
Yes, there is such a thing. We've gotten to that point.
Yeah, Disney.
All of a sudden they get Lucasfilm in 2012, 3 years later, and Star Wars.
Still Star Wars.
Right?
And 6 years later, more Star Wars.
Watch there be like
I heard you like Star Wars.
there'll be like 150-year anniversary of Star Wars.
Good lord.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
We're
we'll
like
be sitting
Disney.
there
The
haunting
show's
the movie.
already there.
I'll be fine with it. I'll be fine with it as long as Disney's not doing it.
I'm gonna be sitting there haunting the movie theater, just
Honestly, I
Episode
think
99.
the only way Disney will stop. Wait, what'd you say?
I'm just gonna be sitting there haunting the movie theater, like, episode 99. The Force hibernates.
Something 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 dark side.
My God, yeah. If they actually make an episode named something 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 dark side, something 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 fully operational.
Something, 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 hello there.
Something, 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 somehow Palpatine is back.
Episode 9?
The rise.
Right. The dead speak.
The dead.
That's the dumbest thing out of any opening crawl ever.
Like, it just started with the dead speak.
First sentence.
Like, of course they do. It's called Force Ghosts. Dumbass.
You're making war look good because like they started episode 3 with war.
War is right.
What is he good for?
War.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Start of episode 3, war, and then third line of the episode. This is where the fun begins.
This is where the fun begins. Oh boy. Well, I guess we could talk about the 2-part finale now. So after they rescue that other clone that goes nowhere, Hunter gets captured by Crosshair and the clones, and they take him back to Kamino, and it's a whole rescue mission to save Hunter in Kamino. And the Empire is also about to shut down the clones being created, because now this is them transitioning to regular people becoming clones and stormtroopers, which I think was the worst decision they ever could have done. But gotta keep with the continuity.
They're incompetent.
Yeah. We also didn't even talk about the main Imperial officers, Rampart. Yeah, he's the one that pretty much sends.
That's his name?
Yeah, Rampart.
The fuck?
No, they're just running out of names to give. They're just like,
that kid was born. Oh, what do we name him? Rampart.
like, okay.
You don't get to name the next kid.
Yeah, he was giving off major Thrawn energy. Am I the only one?
I mean,
I can agree, but only by design, not by character.
You didn't think his accent and his demeanor was like, oh, this feels like a pre-Thrawn. I know it's not Thrawn, but it's like it feels like Thrawn.
Oh yeah, no. I can agree, and yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, Mike. You're the big Thrawn guy.
He was trying too hard to be Thrawn, and I took offense to that.
We're done with these wannabes.
Right. Yeah, man.
I was like, this guy's just a poser, but all right.
Yeah, it's like,
phony.
Or it felt like Krennic, a pre-Krennic in Rogue One.
Oh my, yeah.
I would relate him more to Krennic.
Yeah. Which they could have done that, but no. Whatever.
Because there's no point.
No point. You're doing all these Easter eggs, but you're not doing Easter eggs in the right places. Well, anyway.
Right.
You're not putting the eggs in the basket.
No, you're just putting it next to the basket. Like, no. Anyway.
And you're saying I'm gonna save it for later, and then you're just gonna forget about it.
Just forget about it. Oh, okay. But there was I forgot to mention, there was a subplot where they were sending these elite stormtroopers to work with Crosshairs. I guess because they didn't really trust in the clone process, so they wanted to send elite tasks with them, and that doesn't end up working because Crosshairs is asserting his command and dominance, and he kills one of them, and we don't mention them ever again.
And you're no use to the Empire.
Yeah.
Good soldiers follow.
Yeah, because apparently that's the new theme for Bad Batch, and I don't care.
Yeah.
Galactic skip.
Galactic skip.
Galactic skip.
Oh boy, yeah, I like the galactic.
Sonic boom.
Next time I hear something like utterly useless to the franchise, I'm gonna say universal skip.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, going back to the two-part finale.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're rescuing Hunter from Camino, and that's when the Imperials are about to shut down the clones and stuff like that, and I think they killed the main
Prime Minister.
Prime Minister. Yes, I don't know because they leave him in a room with a stormtrooper, and like, did they kill him?
Yeah, they kind of left us to assume that he kind of dies because they put a few clones in the room and then the door closes. So that kind of foreshadows like, yeah, he probably died.
Yeah,
that's what I get, because I think Tan Wei is still alive by the end of the series.
Yeah, so
and they make that new like clone facility on a different planet specifically for the Empire.
So we'll probably see that in season 2.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so they send a whole bunch of Star Destroyers, or I think they were Star Destroyers, and they shot down the entire like facility on Camino. Just shot it down, just lit it.
I think they were actually Republic cruisers.
Were they Republic cruisers?
I'm pretty sure, because I know that there was one episode. It was the recruiting of the clone episode, the one before the 2-part finale, where they started showcasing clone troopers like in their prototype stormtrooper attires.
Okay.
So I was kind of thinking that they were sort of wanting to do the same thing with the cruisers, but I think I just remember them being only Republic cruisers.
Okay. Well,
anybody in the comments, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right.
But anyway, the Camino does get shot down, and it's the whole facility is sinking to the ocean, and the Bad Batch are trapped with Crosshairs and one of the droids on Camino, and they try to figure out a way to escape, and so they have to work together. And Crosshairs is just being all like, "You traitors! Oh, you'll never escape! Oh, this is because of you!" And
Yeah, the Empire.
Good soldiers follow orders.
We get it. You have a boner for Empire. Shut up.
Like, were either of you hoping that they would get that stupid chip out of his head so he'll act straight?
Well, it was at the end of part 1 that they said, like, Crosshair had the inhibitor chip removed already.
Oh, and he's still acting like that. Oh, God.
Yeah, that was the twist, which is kind of why I liked what's that episode? Return to Camino. I actually kind of liked that episode. I think I remember liking it.
Okay, yeah, I forgot. Okay, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, so they did take the chip out.
Because Crosshair, like the whole setup of that episode was like Bad Batch was going to go to Camino and they were going to see if they can help Crosshair get the inhibitor chip out of his system so that they can prove that Crosshair is not really a part of this like whole Empire thing, when really he actually kind of is.
Yeah, one of like the biggest advocates for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like when he said like he already had his inhibitor chip revealed, I actually kind of was shocked by that.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else was, but I was kind of like,
I was shocked, and I was frustrated at the same time. It's like, no.
I was a little frustrated too, because like, how do you end how do you end the season then?
You're right.
And then obviously the way you do it is you Rise of Skywalker yourself and you fuck up the ending.
Yeah, they escape and they go their separate ways. Great.
All right, like I'm sorry, I needed a battle.
Season
for the
2.
death.
Season 2. Maybe
cool.
he'll turn good in season 2. I don't know. I have no idea.
Probably not.
Probably not. They're gonna prolong it for a season 3.
Mm-hmm.
Later on at that 150 year celebration of Star Wars is going to be season 76 of Bad Batch.
So at 11D12.
11D12. That's going to be the new language.
Right.
XXCCII.
LLLXC.
Star is War.
War of Star Wars.
Mhm.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, this was an underwhelming finale. And like, yeah, the twist just frustrated me more than anything. And like, there wasn't like a huge crescendo. I mean, yes, there was a sense of urgency, so they wouldn't crush from the impact of the ocean, and like so they were limited time, so that there was that. But it's like, you know, there's not really a satisfying payoff with Crosshair, because that's like the one character I was really looking forward to seeing how his character will end. But no, they're just prolonging this stuff, and I'm just like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't, like, maybe it'll make more sense in season 2, but it's like, for him to just be so dedicated to the Empire, like, why? For what reason? It's like, I don't know. And it was weird because like Omega was leading us on, being like, there's still good in him, and you know, it wasn't your fault, and it's like, it clearly was.
Right. No, that man enjoyed murdering those people. That's
right. It. So like, oh, I almost wanted to give him a pass because like it's not, you know, he's under mind controls, but it's like now knowing that he willingly did that, it's like, oh boy.
I liked that twist for the same reason as Ruby's, like, you know, it's like it's different. Like, he actually believes in what he's doing, which, I mean, you know, there's not really a reason yet, but, you know.
Yeah.
Did anybody else feel like the finale to this, like the final episode of the season, felt very, like, there were so many, like, things that were just convenient?
I felt like it was just, I mean, yes, but I also
it was like the most convenient episode ever.
Yeah. I mean, I also felt like it was very much like the finale of Clone Wars, where it was like, oh, this thing is crashing. We need to get off before it crashes.
Everyone's floating up to the surface, and then, oh, who gets stuck? Omega.
And then it's like, oh, okay, we need to get off this thing.
We just saw Black Widow. I'm starting to see a pattern.
We need to work with the bad guy to get off of here.
I thought the same fucking thing. Like, this is the Star Wars version of Black Widow. We're gonna get like 4 Black Widows by the end of the year.
Black Widow is the Star Wars. Black Widow is the Marvel version of Season 7's finale of Star Wars.
Omega becomes Black Widow of Star Wars.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
In a bright black leather suit.
Ew! No! No!
With her blonde hair ass.
Blonde hair, Pacific Islander looking ass.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's like, it just... this being a 2-part finale, it's like you put so much effort in the pilot. There should be just as much effort with the finale. I was like, oh man.
They tried in part 1. I do appreciate the direction that they were going with part 1. Part 2 just sucked.
Man.
Like, let's not try to dance around the topic. It just sucked.
It just sucked. I'm just like, wow, that's it. All right. See you season 2.
Yeah.
But, see you next year.
Yeah. So is there anything that you're looking forward to seeing in season 2, or are there any questions you want answered in season 2?
I mean,
any recurring characters? I don't know.
I mean, I mainly just want to, things that I'm, I guess, looking forward to is, one, just finding out where the Bad Batch are in all of this, whether they're, 6 feet under or they're, just off doing whatever. As far as recurring characters or characters that I'd like to see, I mean, I would love to see them interact with like some of the Mandalorians, maybe see what happened to Mandalore between episodes 3 and after 6, Get to see, Bo-Katan maybe get, put in her place by Palpatine or something.
Oh yeah, that'd be interesting.
Honestly, I would. It still might be a stretch, and I'm probably still on a Asajj Ventress train a little bit. But like, if there was a way where Disney like paid attention a little more to like all of the Star Wars Clone Wars lore, that they somehow find a way to throw in Asajj Ventress, because the last time we seen her, she didn't have her lightsabers, and she was more of a bounty hunter, to be honest. Bounty hunter with force powers.
Yeah.
I want to say they touched on that, saying that she died at some point, but I don't know when.
But there was a one of the unfinished episodes that's on YouTube that she does become a bounty hunter, and she has hair. So it's like, I want to see that.
But yeah, besides that, I mean, I wasn't really wanting a Bad Batch show in the first place, so I can't really say that I'm excited for season 2. I can't really say that there's anything I'm looking forward to in season 2 other than a better finale or just a better payoff or better direction or writing, I guess, other than just having more than half of your season be filler episodes like in typical Clone Wars formula. But yeah, you got me nothing to be excited about for season 2.
Right, it's just like we'll see.
And that's on you.
Yeah,
that's on you, Disney.
That's on y'all.
That's your fault.
Yeah.
And Dave Filoni, because he worked on the show too.
Yeah, man, come on, Dave.
Like, you're supposed to be retconning this new sequel trilogy. You and Jon Favreau or something, or maybe it was one of the two of you. I don't care. Step it up.
Yeah, man.
Make me like you again.
And when they probably will when Book of Boba Fett comes out. It's like, oh, okay, we love you. Yeah.
Right.
Maybe.
We'll
see.
Yeah, as far as me, I don't know what really I'm looking forward to in season 2. Like, hopefully better development for Crosshair and give more development to the other Bad Batch. Actually have them go through arcs and give them some dimension. Can we do that?
Yep.
And then
sorry for interrupting, but like if they follow like typical like Star Wars formula in general, season 2 could be more of a character-driven season.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll get like we'll get more character-specific episodes throughout season 2.
Yes.
Right.
Maybe. So that'll probably happen.
It's possible.
Yeah. I'll be happy if that happens. One thing I would like to see, but they probably won't do, I want there to be a time skip because I want Omega to be older. I want her to be a teenager or a young adult. They probably won't do that, but I think they should, because the kid dynamic, even though I think she's one of the best parts of the show, the kid dynamic was a bit distracting, in my opinion, and it was holding her back with certain episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, they could do a time skip, but it's kind of a matter of like how, because it's like with the
probably
Empire,
by like a year, right?
Well, right, but with the Empire being around and like probably looking for them, it's like a lot of people are going to be wondering, okay, how did you?
Yeah, I guess timeline wise, it might not make much sense to do a time skip, but it's like I just don't. I'm done with the Bad Batch treating her as a kid, because it's clear that she's just as capable as the others. So I just want her to, be able to do more on the field,
Or just give her an episode in season 2 where they actually send her on her own for her own first mission or something.
Yeah. So.
And give everybody more of a reason to love Omega the way that we like Ahsoka.
Right. Oh, you know what? Oh my God, we forgot to talk about this character. She had literally like 2 episodes dedicated to her. Freaking Hera and Chopper.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Didn't care about it. Sorry. Sorry. I didn't care about it. I saw both of them. I'm like, just more shoehorning into fucking Bad Batch from Rebels, which no one cares about unless you're Disney fans.
Oh, that's some fighting words because there's some Rebel fans watching.
There are probably some Rebel fans watching, and that's cool. I don't care. That doesn't exclude the fact that they shoehorned Rebels characters into fucking Bad Batch, and I don't care about it. And the arc that they gave her just didn't make it any better.
It's funny because I agree with you.
Wasn't a fan. Didn't care about it.
Yeah, it's funny because I do agree with you. This arc didn't need to be here.
There were so many arcs that didn't need to be in the show in the first place.
But yeah, I mean, I guess it was nice to see Hera and Chopper, but like,
Yeah.
And I guess it did enhance like how the galaxy is being impacted by the Empire. But it's like, do we need a whole episode with them? Like the Bad Batch wasn't even in the episode at all. It was just dedicated to her. I'm like, why?
I mean, really, I feel like Bad Batch is just that. Like, it's not even really the Bad Batch. It's more just, hey, this is how the galaxy is being affected by the Empire coming about. That's
kind of what I saw it too. Like, it was a little bit of a nice refresher to not be solely stuck with the Bad Batch for an episode or two.
Right. Plus, it was like, okay, this is how the galaxy is being affected. Also, this is how the Rebels characters that you'll see later on end up how they are in the positions that they're in. That's what I feel like most of the show is. And I'm fine with that being the purpose of it, because it's like, okay, the Bad Batch obviously don't have that big of an impact in the galaxy because, they just don't.
So pretty much this show should have been called Clone Wars Aftermath.
Like they could have called this Star Wars Fallen Republic, and it probably would have been the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But it would have been the same show, but just with a cooler title.
Right.
So as I said, if this was a video game, this is a DLC for Star Wars: The Clone Wars. That's
right.
Right.
But yeah. One other thing. You'll probably, I don't know if you guys noticed. Did Hera have an accent in Rebels?
No.
In a couple scenes, because I was actually rewatching Rebels. In a couple scenes, mainly when she was like kind of, I guess, calling back to her Twi'lek roots, I guess, but because apparently, from what I understand from Star Wars lore, the Twi'leks, whatever, they have like a French accent typically.
Okay.
But like overall, like throughout all of Rebels.
Right. Well, most of Rebels, no, she did not.
That's what I thought too. Like I'm watching her like, yeah, she doesn't have an accent.
Yeah, most of Rebels she did not.
Actually, that might actually be fine, because like she probably got comfortable with her accent around her people.
Right.
And then by the time she was by herself with other individuals who were different, she kind of morphed her accent to be more like those.
Right. It's kind of like, if
I could bypass.
Right, like if I were to go away to Britain for 5 years, I probably would have an accent.
Yeah. Like put me in the UK for like 2 years, and then I'll probably come back with something that's not this.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
okay.
Scotland.
Scottish. Yeah. We lightly touched on Cat Bane. It was really cool to see Cat Bane. Yeah, it was a sweet fight with Finnick. The droid was kind of funny, but really incompetent. But, it was really funny that the droid was chasing after Omega. I'm like, what are you gonna do? You're just flying around.
Right.
What are you gonna do?
And you're not even fast.
No. And then
you are artificial intelligence, and you're not fast.
Right. And you get outsmarted by a little girl. Okay. There are rumors that he might show up in Book of Boba Fett. Ouch, y'all.
Ooh, Cad Bane?
Yeah.
Wouldn't be surprised.
So live action casting?
Well, because I feel like if they do that, that would just basically be a final duel between Cad Bane and Boba Fett, follow up to Clone Wars, which that's
yes, cool. Give us what they didn't give us in Clone Wars.
See, now again, what would you do for casting though? Would you do the person who voiced the character like they did with Bo-Katan, or would you do like how they did with Ahsoka and gave her and give Cad Bane like someone who embodies Cad Bane as a live action essence?
Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey Jr.
That's my pick, at least.
That's the thing, like, because
honestly, you're not entirely wrong, but you're not right either.
Dang.
I'm just saying he's not wrong, but like he's not entirely right either.
Right.
Shoot. It's tricky because Cad Bane has such a unique design where it's like it's hard for me to see them do that practical. But at the same time, do I want to see him as a CGI effect? I don't know.
You know what? No.
You would have to. You would have to do him CGI.
I mean, yes. I mean, I don't know. You could or you couldn't. Like, if they changed my pick, wouldn't be Robert Downey Jr. I would say Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton. Ooh.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
I don't know. I feel like his performance in Homecoming kind of convinces me that.
Okay. I see. Okay. All right. I can buy that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know who I would cast. Like I don't know.
That's a hard cast.
Like
it is a very hard cast.
That is a character worth doing auditions for.
Right.
Not just randomly pick someone up off the streets and just say, "Hey, sign this."
Right. On top of that, everything would have to be ADR.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like the actors that I'm thinking of are too old at this point. But it's like if they were younger, I would be like, they were perfect.
But you
like Clint Eastwood.
Like Clint Eastwood though for
great.
Book of Boba Fett.
Right.
No, I mean like actors, not like the character.
Old.
I mean,
right.
You would need someone that's like at least in their 50s.
Right. Because the thing is, he would be old at this point, considering that Bad Batch is 20 years.
If not 60s, probably.
Yeah.
But though he's an alien that has a bunch of prosthetics on him, so does he age the same?
This is true.
I mean, they morphed his voice from Clone Wars to Bad Batch. They made him sound more, I don't want to say muffled, but like he just sounded older.
Yeah, mature.
Yeah.
I was saying like if Clint Eastwood was younger, I'd be like, yeah, that's Cad Bane. Or if Jeff Bridges was younger, I'd be like, yes, that's Cad Bane. But no.
Jeff Bridges, yeah.
But yeah, I have no idea. If he does show up in Book of Boba Fett, it's interesting to see what they do with him design-wise. But I'm totally for it. But yeah, I think that's all we got to say about Bad Batch. Anything y'all want to mention before we close it out?
Star Wars cool. Bad Batch is.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's pretty much
not worth watching again, personally, but.
Yeah, I don't think I want to go back and watch this again.
I mean,
I'm not going to.
I'll go back and watch it again. I mean, probably like years down the line, but I'll go back and watch it.
Years down the line.
50 years later.
Like I said, it's not. Yeah, this is not a bad show by any means. It's competently made. It's competently directed. There's competent characters, but it's just story-wise. It's not a lot going on. It's too much filler. And it's like, you have more episodes than you did with the season 7 of Clone Wars. You should have done more with that. And there was no excuse for you not to develop all the members of the Bad Batch as much as Omega and Crosshair. That was a L.
That was a little insulting.
That was pretty insulting. But yeah, the show looks gorgeous. The animation looks great, as always. I mean, that's a given. Yeah, I did like Omega a lot. She was a great addition. And Crosshairs I thought was interesting. We could have gotten more. The stuff with the Empire and how it's affecting the galaxy, I thought that was interesting. I like some of the cameos from other Star Wars properties coming in, like Finnick and Kanan and Hera and stuff like that. Even though it does feel kind of forced in a couple of places, like it didn't need to be there. This pretty much just feels like an extension of Clone Wars, which is why I question why they cut season 7 so short. They could have just added on top of this, and it just frustrates me. It just feels so uneven. So it's like, it's all right. It's meh. It's passable. So I'll say that the Bad Batch is just okay. It's just okay.
Yeah.
All right, Ruby, you're great.
I don't really have anything to add off of that other than, Omega is probably the best thing to come out of that show, and then Crosshair is a really interesting idea to give him more of a dynamic over the other Bad Batch characters, which I'm pretty sure we'll probably get more out of them in season 2. Way too many filler episodes. Could probably live with the season through 3 or 4 episodes, which is something that I shouldn't say about a series, but it has to happen. Finale was underwhelming, just like in typical Disney Plus show formula. I mean, I was disappointed with WandaVision's ending. I was disappointed with Falcon and Winter Soldier's ending. I was a little bit thrown off by Loki's ending. The trend keeps continuing with these Disney Plus show endings. They need to step it up, because I'm not going to keep watching Disney Plus shit. I don't want to have to watch Star Wars Visions and then potentially have their last episode of that season just be bad.
Or What If, because What If is going really, really
Or What
bad.
If, yeah. That too.
Yeah.
And then with whatever else they're going to come out with Hawkeye and...
Yeah. Hawkeye.
And with fucking Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan.
Oh, no.
They can't fuck that up. They can't.
Please don't fuck up. That's the only one that I'm really excited for out of Star Wars, to be honest. Oh, Ahsoka, fine. But everyone else, Visions looks cool, but everything else is just kind of really?
Right. Is this what we're doing? Okay.
But yeah, overall, I don't think that, like you said, I don't think Bad Batch is bad, but it's, for me, I wouldn't really want to go to see it again unless there's something important in season 2 that was picked up in season, or that was introduced in season 1. It was picked up in season 2, and I just need to go back and rewatch it in season 1 just to understand it more. Mm-hmm. A little bit ago, I was kind of thinking that this was trash, but I'm just gonna say it's just okay.
Oh, you were almost in trash territory.
I was almost in trash territory, but I don't think it's that bad. I think it's just okay.
All right, Kosa.
I mean, yeah. First episode was pretty much my favorite. After that, episodes were kind of hit and miss. They had their moments. Ruby kind of touched on a lot of the things that I probably would have said.
Damn it, I did it again. I'm sorry, dude.
No, it's all good.
I just need to shut up from now on. No, I'll keep my bits in 20-second increments.
No, but I mean, I liked the characters that they had, different cameos that they had. I do feel like I wish that they would have shown maybe some more that probably would have fit within the scope of Clone Wars. I kind of would have liked to see Ahsoka, just to see what she was up to immediately after Order 66. season 2 thing. I don't know. But no, I mean, it's not like it's something that I would go back and watch, but probably not for a while. And so, I mean, I would say it's okay. It's okay.
All right.
Here's my question: would you really bring back Ahsoka that often, though?
I personally would, just because of how influential she was in the Clone Wars. Like,
I mean, that's true, but
like,
we already got her in Mando season 2.
Right. Plus, I mean,
About to get a show.
I personally.
And it's about to get a show, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if they explain it in the show, then cool. Because I personally am just kind of wondering, like, what was she doing immediately after Order 66, leading up to, present day, I guess. But
Also, I'm sorry to keep dragging this on, but why is everything like in Star Wars suddenly transitioning to Order 66?
Because I mean,
because we're getting like 5 shows now. That's like, here's what happened after Order 66, even though it doesn't make sense.
I mean, in my opinion, and it seems like a lot of people share the same opinion, the Galactic Republic and the transition into the Empire is the most interesting era of Star Wars, just because there's a lot of just potential for different stories being told there, different lines between good and evil being blurred.
Yeah, I understand that. But it's also just like Star Wars has sort of like slowly moved into prequel trilogy territory.
Yeah,
like we're sort of getting more like prequel trilogy fan base. Bias now.
Plus, you're getting a lot more of the fan base now are people that grew up with the prequels.
Right.
So it's kind of also a pandering thing. Like they want to, like for example, I'm a Transformers fan. They're starting to stray more and more away from the 80s and more towards new stuff, because the fans that are with the series are fans that kind of grew up with like the newer stuff, like the Michael Bay films or something like that. So it's
you should only have to follow one Michael Bay film, but if you follow all of them, that's your funeral.
They're about to do Beast Wars, and it's scaring me. Oh boy!
But no, yeah, it's the same concept, I feel.
Yeah, because I feel like anytime I go to see like a new piece of content going over Order 66, I always keep reminding myself in my head, like, Seth, Order 66 just makes no goddamn sense as a whole.
I mean, yeah, it does.
Like, what's the point of making an order that gives you the order to bomb your own military?
See, I feel like it doesn't make sense.
That's not the point of Order 66. The point of Order 66 is to kill all the Jedi. That's what Order 66.
Right. But I feel
so you're
like
bombing your own military. Your military is the Jedi.
Right. Though I feel like it makes more sense and they should have done this in the prequel trilogy, if they bring in the context of Darth Plagueis and Palpatine's grand plan to overthrow the Jedi that began all the way back with like Chancellor Valorum,
Right.
Bringing in that context of that entire plan would make Order 66 make a lot more sense and seem a lot more, I guess, natural.
Actually, what would have been interesting is if Chancellor Valorum was Darth Plagueis.
Right. Now, well, that's speaking of that's something that I want to see. If they're focusing more on like the Galactic Republic, yeah, sure, it'd be very politics heavy, but I would love to see a series focused entirely on Palpatine, just showing his rise and then showing like, oh, okay.
Yeah, kind of like how he like rose to and like sort of like came to be before the Phantom Menace.
Right. Well, even going throughout the entire like trilogy, at least up until when he kills Plagueis, because I'd be sitting there because apparently he killed Plagueis like shortly before Episode 3, so it's like, okay, I would have loved to see him kind of going up through that, making all the steps to his grand plan and seeing where things go.
Yeah, I'd like to see that too.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. That's one of the reasons why I wanted that expanded in the last season of Clone Wars, or that didn't even need to be the last season because you had 40 episodes that you didn't use. You could just did three more seasons. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah,
But-
Clone Wars originally had like 22 episode seasons, and then by the time like season 6 and 7 came out, they were both like 12, 13 episodes long.
Just like, come on.
Like, that's just weak.
Mhm.
Especially since Clone Wars, like, starting in like season 3, they started to do like actual arcs instead
Right.
of just dropping an episode just randomly, and then you'd have to figure out the order of the series for yourself.
Yeah.
In
Also,
the
I
first
think,
2 seasons, I mean.
right. Also, I think another reason why they keep going back to this era is because they don't want any attention with the sequel trilogy at the moment till they figure out what they want to do with it after Rise of Skywalker.
That's fair. Because not a lot of people are liking the sequel trilogy right now. Not
Right.
even The Force Awakens, which is probably like widely regarded to be the best of the sequels, even though
Right.
I think it's The Last Jedi.
People started to turn on it after Last Jedi, being like, "Oh, well, it's like this because Force
Oh,
Awakens was a retread of A New Hope and blah blah
Yeah,
blah
people-
blah blah." Like,
I think people have actually like sort of started to turn against it after Force Awakens, I feel like. Last Jedi was sort of like the icing on the cake of like, yeah, we do have prequels.
come on. Yeah, The Force Awakens is still my favorite of the sequel trilogy.
And that's fair.
And it's like, yeah, I think Last Jedi's fine, and I actually like Rise of Skywalker. I know a lot of people say that I shouldn't, but I do. But so I see the face
I'm just gonna keep
on
my mouth
Ruby. I
shut on
know.
that one.
I know it has problems. I know it does. I know.
Fuck Rise of Skywalker.
I know. I know. I still enjoy watching it, even though it has some really dumb moments in it. But I still enjoy watching it. But you know, I kept saying this. Lucasfilm, Kathleen, Dave, Favreau, whoever's doing this, do an animated show that takes place after Rise of Skywalker, focusing on Rey, Finn, and Poe. Okay, do that. You will heal a lot of things if you just do that. What you did with the Clone Wars, and how that helps people like the prequels more. Do that for the sequel trilogy. Make an animated show.
Or you fill in the gap between The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. Because that's a 1-year gap. Meaning like a 1 or 2 season series.
Right.
That could work too. I would totally see that.
I'm just saying.
I would totally.
Right.
But that is our thoughts on the Bad Batch. What did you guys think about it? Did you guys love it? Did you guys hate it? Did you guys think it was okay? Comment below. Let us know. Please keep your torches and pitchforks at home, please. Let's have a civil conversation. But if you guys enjoyed this rant/review, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to hit the bell if you want to be notified of future videos we'll be doing. The next Star Wars thing we will be talking about is Star Wars Visions. I am pumped for that. That needs to come out today. I'm so excited. It's so cool. And then Book of Boba Fett after that. So tune in for those. And that's all we have for you Star Wars fans. May the Force be with you. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.